Dude, you are not going to be in Congress. Yeah. But you know what? I'll pay you $1,000 if you make it.
Inside a Black Lives Matter protest. Coming up next on your congressional briefing with congressional candidate Matthew Heines.
My name is Matthew Heines. I'm a veteran. I'm a veteran of the 82nd Airborne. I took the oath, and I'm here to defend my state.
Hello everybody, thanks for dropping by for your daily briefing with me, congressional candidate Matthew Heines. I'm running for the 1st Congressional District, United States House of Representatives seat in Washington State. So if you want to check me out, go to voteforheines.com and do so. Like and subscribe these videos, of course, as a pro-American, as a pro-worker, a pro-freedom person. I am being heavily censored by all the social media, and also because I want to treat them as monopolies and break them up. I'm being heavily censored. So hit subscribe, share, and do whatever you can to promote me and my message. Now, I want to give you a little background on what happened yesterday. I have been wanting to attend one of these Black Lives Matter protests for a long time, ever since what happened to George Floyd happened, and I just have not had the opportunity because when I go to them, they seem to be over or I go to the wrong place. So finally yesterday, I found out that there would be one in the town of Snohomish north of me, and I drove up there to, first of all, help to protect people's businesses. That was my main intent. I wanted to just have somebody who is running for Congress there so that it could look like, well, this business, you shouldn't do anything because somebody's running for Congress and he's standing right here. I wanted to show my solidarity with our business owners because that's my first thing, is that if there's no business, there's no government in America. So I always want to show my solidarity with business loan owners like myself. Second, I wanted to go to these protesters and tell them that, you guys, I am totally with you. You have no idea how glad I am that people are finally bringing this to light, because it's a big part of my candidacy, is that they have set up, through all of these lawyers, these legal systems in all our towns, they've set up a dragnet to catch everybody. And the problem is that in democratic states and democratic cities, they want more government, which means more cops. More cops mean more people have to get arrested. That means more African Americans go to prison, a victim of their own voting choice. So I wanted to go out and explain this to these people and just let them know that they will have a voice in Washington, D.C. when I'm elected. Okay, that was the crazy idea that I had. So the reality turned out to be a lot different. Now, I'm going to tell you what happened very quickly, and then I'm just going to let you watch the video. So what you're going to see is, first of all, I went out and I talked to these guys that were, I guess they were just there to guard the businesses in case there was any trouble. Excuse me for 1 second. So yeah, these guys were out there to guard the businesses. And so I went out and I did an interview with them, or one of their members, for a few minutes, and it was great and nice. And then I went over and I wanted to talk to these protesters. And so the first thing that I did is I went up to this first group and I just asked them, I said, do you know, because they're obviously younger, I said, do you know why I'm here, or do you know why I'm running for Congress? And, you know, they gave me their answers, and I said, no, I'm running for you. I want you to have a future. I want you to be able to do whatever it is that you do and make a fair wage doing it, and have some respect and decency in your lives and in everybody's lives. And they were all very nice about it. And I asked them, okay, so here we are. I'm not going to tell you anything. I want you to tell me, how do we make this better? How do we make this work? And so they held up their signs and said, Black Lives Matter. That's it. I said, well, okay, so Black Lives Matter, great. What do we do to make Black Lives Matter? And they said, Black Lives Matter. And I said, okay, yes, but how? What do we do? What kind of action can we take? How can we keep Black lives mattering all the time? And again, it was like talking to parrots. Then I left the parrots alone because some out of nowhere came this person that just started attacking me and told me that, oh, these people are here to protest and that's it, and that I couldn't talk to them. And now I just out of respect for them, I didn't record any of this stuff. But when this woman started to attack me, I started to record her. And the reason I did is because I've never seen anybody like this in my life. I mean, seriously, I've known thousands of people. I know thousands of people, and I've never seen anybody so rude and obnoxious in my life. And when I explained to her that I was running for Congress and I wanted these kids to have a voice, well, she just went and ran everywhere and said, don't talk to him because he's baiting you. He's baiting you. And I'm going, what does baiting mean? I'm trying to get answers out of these kids that I can take to Washington. So anyway, she goes and does this, and you're going to see all this. Then she calls the police over and says that I'm harassing them, that I'm bothering them, when all I'm trying to do is cross the street. And anyway, so the policeman comes over, and I explained who I was, and he just said, just cross the street. And I mean, this woman is just completely unhinged. And so you can see it on the video. So anyway, I went and I crossed the street and I talked to these nice kids, and I said, well, what can I do for you? And at first they were hesitant because this woman is there she wouldn't let them speak. And just think about it. They can't think, they can't speak, they can't say anything. They're only there to say Black Lives Matter. Who started all this? I mean, who's behind this? So, and are they getting paid? Okay, so they're there, and so these are nice kids, and I realized they're probably in high school, maybe high school seniors. And so we start talking, and I said, well, what can I do for you? What can I do to help you? I want to help you to have good lives, whatever. And so they said, well, pick up a sign. I said, really? And because I was waiting. I was just waiting for them to ask me to do it. And these people were just rude to me. So I said, sure. I said, I have a flag. Is that good? And they said, sure, yeah, you know, have your flag. So what you're going to see here is that I went out there, and in spite of being attacked by this unhinged person, I grabbed my flag out of my truck, and I came back and I protested with them for a long time. And as I'm protesting with these guys, I mean, I'm taking all of this verbal abuse and this aggression, and I'm, waving my flag. I'm getting people excited that are driving by. And while I'm doing that, this woman is going through my vote for Heines .gov website, and she's picking out, oh, you support Donald Trump because he's done everything he said he would do. And then she started going through more of it, that I'm a veteran, I'm an educator, that I want to have a nation of teachers, that I want to have everything revolving around our young people, around our students, and making a better future for our next generations. And then she just kind of drifted off and left me alone and I was able to talk to these guys, and I had a nice time. And then they invited me. They said, well, we're going to go march around the town. Would you like to go? And I said, sure. So I went with them, and we did a march around Snohomish. And so you're going to see some video for that. So without further ado, I'll pick this up at the end. I'll do a brief summary at the end of this video. So go ahead, watch, and enjoy. First, you're going to see a person from All Lives Matter, and then you're going to see the events I described. And then we'll pick up at the end, okay?
Well, okay, so I'll just get your name. Well, I don't even ask your name, but so we're basically here in Snohomish, and there is a protest across the street, and these are all little nice young kids, and they're having a protest, and these guys are having a kind of a counter protest. So what's the counter protest for?
Well, essentially, the reason that we're doing this is that it's been 100% peaceful around here, both with our movement, which was the people down on Main Street, and then Black Lives Matter. Been peaceful. For me, my main thing is that I feel like the definition of racism is placing a color or importance based on skin color, which is the very words of Martin Luther King. He pleaded, with the nation to see no color and to not judge anybody by their skin color, but by the contents of their character. So for us, we just feel it's very important that these people understand that there is millions and millions and millions of other people in America who are not in agreement with placing colors and labels, including tons of prominent black people. I mean, you talk about Candace Owens, you talk about Larry Elder, you talk about a ton of people who is out here really saying this is a political movement. Right. If you say that you, for instance, were a supporter of Trump, you would be cursed. Yeah. I have experienced more F words in my life since I started coming up here.
Yeah, I've lived it. So,
yeah.
So you don't have to really tell me, because you're basically preaching to the choir. One of the things that I'm pushing is that we abolish that, because it really doesn't reflect the demographics of Asians coming into the country. Right. Everybody else. And unfortunately, the issue here that I think, and tell me if you don't agree, is that number one, the cops have been given carte blanche because of the coronavirus to just manhandle anybody and to just destroy anybody at the whim of the government. And so what you see here is, and especially with George Floyd, I think that was the thing, is that, maybe he's sick, maybe he has a coronavirus, let's just kill him, he's not wearing a mask, because that's the attitude they conveyed. So to me, they've got, and I agree with everything you're saying, based on demographics, etc. But to me, it really seems like they just want everybody at each other's throats, because you have the same gripes that those people right there have. It's just that they watch a different TV channel.
Yeah.
So that's it.
For me, the kind of the biggest dynamic that I'm trying to fight is, I have a sign that says "All Lives Matter," because for me, race isn't a thing that I even take into account. The color of your skin is absolutely irrelevant to me. I have cousins who are partially black. I also have an aunt who has 7 children who are Arabic. So for me, when you start talking about brown lives matter, black lives matter, it just furthers the racial divide. And what it does, especially because of the political dynamic, is that you get a bunch of people on the right or who are Republicans who therefore are rejected because their views don't count, whether they're black, yellow, green, or white. And so for me, the whole color thing is just completely tiring, and it's non-productive, and it furthers the divide. More importantly, for example, since George Floyd's incidents has happened, there's been 5 additional black people killed during the rioting. And for me, nobody's complaining about them. Their names don't carry any weight. There's not any condemning of this kind of rioting, looting, violence, burning. And for me, whether there's police corruption or not, it doesn't give free license to go after police who are also humans. With that being said, one of my biggest complaints of the police is that there is a shielded corruption that goes on, 100%. And I would go so far as to say reform needs to go further, that if you are not in direct violation of somebody's life or property, this whole pulling somebody over for 10 over and having a $150 ticket is nothing more than another form of tax collecting. So for me, how many of these incidences between white people and black people and whatever for the police could be prevented by simply eliminating the dynamic of unlawful tax collection for incidents that are not harming anybody's life or property. So for me, I just have a true issue with the political agenda of BLM. Their leadership, their accepted leadership, is right now, for instance, calling for peace officers to sign up so that they can execute police officers. They just released a YouTube video. So for me, that kind of violence is unacceptable, and as a group, I want to challenge. They do not own eminent domain on public protest. We should be free to protest just as much as them. And I am protesting. If you look at the sign on the back of my truck, it says all lives matter, and it mentions George Floyd. It mentions all the colors of the races. So
okay, but don't you think? Oh, I see that sign. Oh, well then, so you're some kind of racist. So do you? I mean, I don't know. It's just so crazy. I'm going to go over and talk to our counterparts on the other side of the street and see what they have to say and see if we can't make some sense out of all this.
awesome. Have a good day, man.
So I'm sitting here at some corner in Snohomish, Washington, and I'm just talking to some young ladies here, and they're so, I don't know what the word is they use for it, triggered, but their mother doesn't even want me to talk to them because she says, oh, well, he's baiting you, and I'm running for Congress. I just want to know what these kids have to say. So it's pretty crazy, and I think that the media and these politicians have got these people completely insane. So anyway, I'm gonna cross the street here and see if I can't talk to somebody else. How do you like my 3 months no haircut?
Excuse me?
What did you say?
What did I say about
Did you
what?
say I was a pervert?
I said you probably are a creepy pervert walking around trying to talk to these girls who are clearly here for a purpose.
I'm running for Congress. You
Okay,
see my
run
truck over
run
there?
away for
I'm running
Congress.
for
Go for it.
Congress.
Run for
You're
Congress.
the problem,
Go for
crazy
it.
lady.
Go for it.
Crazy
Run
lady.
for Congress.
Crazy lady. Are you a
Run for
Democrat?
Congress. Run for Congress.
Democrat?
Run for Congress.
Democrat? Well, I'm an independent.
Okay, this guy's not here baiting people. Get my fucking.
Yeah, get me on camera. So now this lady is trying to. Can you guys press that thing? I want to cross the street.
Why don't you press it yourself?
So, what, are you taking?
We're not your.
Are you taking a video of me?
We're not your button pressers. Go press your own button.
Are you taking a video of me?
Yeah, I am.
Hey, I'm Matthew Heines, and I'm running for the United States Congress.
He's a creepy pervert who's here baiting kids, children, on the corner of 2nd and D. Go ahead, continue.
Okay, and I just came here to talk to these kids about what's important to them, about how we fix this. And then suddenly, this person comes
This isn't the
and
forum.
starts calling
This
me
isn't
all
not
kinds
the
of
forum.
names.
Not
And
the
so
forum.
I don't know what kids need. I don't know what they want. I don't know what's
Do you
important.
see this asshole here baiting people? Right here. Do you see this guy baiting people? Yeah, do we need to call the police?
Yeah. Huh?
This guy is here causing trouble. Trouble, right here. This guy is here causing trouble. Trouble, right here.
All right, so now we had a little talk with the police, and the police said that, well, crazy lady, just stay away from her. And so
That's a great way to
we're
run for
trying to
Congress.
cross the street. It is. It's the best way. So now they're attacking me from behind. I'm just trying to cross here. So anyway, that's it. That's what happened with the police, and now I'm trying to cross the street. And these people are all about this baiting. I don't even know what that means. All right, so crazy lady has soured everybody against your congressional candidate. So we're going to go one more time. And
crazy later has soured everybody. You sour yourself.
yeah, okay. So anyway, crazy lady is.
trying to distract people from what they're obviously here for.
I'm trying to find out why they're here and fix it. But see, it's people like you.
You can see why they're here.
It's people like you.
It's people like you that make the problem.
It's people like me
kids
who
are
make
not
the
going to have their voice heard, right? Just because of you. They can have a guy in Congress who says, oh, I know these kids. I know
You are
these
not going to
kids."
be in Congress.
Really?
Yeah. But you know what? I'll pay you $1,000 if you make it to Congress.
What's your name?
Rachel Escoto, and I will pay you $1,000 if you make it to Congress. No, you can find it. If you're in Congress, you can find it.
Spell your name.
Find it yourself.
Rachel Estodo,
Yeah, you got it.
E-S-T-O-D-O.
You got it.
All right, Rachel, you're on.
All right.
And you live in Snohomish.
Yes, I do.
Look, I'm not a bad guy, Rachel. I really am running for Congress, and I want to see.
Hey,
what these
could you
kids
leave the
want.
kids alone and let them do what they're here to do and leave me alone?
So you brought him here. You brought him
No,
here.
I didn't bring anybody here.
Oh, there it is. So you brought him here.
Did I bring
Okay.
any of you here?
Okay.
Did I
Okay.
bring any of you here? Do I even
To the bridge in Snohomish. I
would have to turn around to show you. And we are on the march. Let me just do this real quick so you can see. Behind me are the marchers, and I'm following them. So we're going down to the bridge. Now, I just want to point out something very quickly before I get down here to where I guess people can see me, is that one person showed up and suddenly took charge of everybody and basically is like the cheerleader for the group. So I don't know who this person is, but some kind of cadre or something like that stirring people along. Point out something very quickly here, how crazy this is. That these are just nice, beautiful kids, and they're trying to express their feelings. But you're going to hear all kinds of crap in the media about, oh, how violent or whatever it is. These are just nice kids. These are the future, and they're terrified. So we're marching along here, and we are expressing our opinions about George Floyd. All right. Okay, so I am standing here at, can't even see the name of the street. And I guess our protest is over. So it's been a great time. It's been very educational to talk to these kids. And as you can see, these guys are just great, beautiful young kids. And I'm going to hate to see what they're going to say in the media. But as you can see, you know, they got everybody so, I don't know, worked up about stuff. So anyway, it's been an educational experience. And I'm going to head home from here. So this is Matthew Heines, your congressional candidate on the spot. And we will talk to you later. Excuse me? I have to wear a vest to run for Congress? We're not in Australia. We're not in Australia, so go throw a shrimp on the Barbie.
Okay, so this is what is happening in America right now. And as I said earlier, it was very suspicious that there are just these people that control the protesters. And then, as you saw in the video, this one guy just shows up. And when he shows up, I mean, he looks like a professional. He looks like he's one of these people you see in these Antifa videos. And he just got everybody going, and as soon as he shows up, let's start the march, etc., etc. So I really wonder what those people's motivations are for being there. And I understand the kids. I would be, if I was a kid, I'd be doing the same thing because that would terrify me. So I understand their motivations, but the idea that they can't speak, they can't think, they can only say Black Lives Matter, that really gets into mind control, and it really makes me wonder what they're doing to these kids in the schools. So we're going to get to the bottom of that. Anyway, that is my experience with the Black Lives Matter demonstration. And I also want to point out here at the end of this video that not only was George Floyd killed, 5 African-American policemen, 5 American policemen died because of this George Floyd thing and the riots that have been perpetuated and encouraged by our leaders. So our leaders, these politicians, have the blood of 5, not only George Floyd, but the blood of 5 other officers on their hands. And that's just now. So I'm Matthew Heines, and I'm running for U.S. Congress. I hope that I have a constituency that is a little bit more enlightened than what I saw in Snohomish. And if so, then I will go to Congress and I'll represent you and I'll represent those people. I'll represent everybody because everybody's views matter and Black lives do matter and everybody's businesses matter. So that's it for today, and I leave you kind of confused at how rude and how America has become, because this is not the country I grew up in. And I just want to point out that in the last part of that video, this person is not even from here. And I really think that she just, I cut it off before she started attacking me. But these people just came into our country to cause problems, and I definitely want you to look at my immigration policy. And anyway, we'll talk about it later. So I'm Matthew Heines, and this is your daily congressional briefing for June 5th, 2020.
My name is Matthew Heines. I'm a veteran. I'm a veteran of the 82nd Airborne. I took the oath, and I'm here to defend my state.
Congressman Susan DelBene has been in office since 2012. Using her substantial financial resources, thanks to Microsoft, and her $84 million fortune, she has been able to continually maintain an office where people still have little idea what she's done. Well, she's learned to dance around, and she's learned to do all the political maneuvers you have to do to keep getting reelected. Well, Susan DelBene, it's time for you to go.
My name is Matthew Heines. I'm a veteran. I'm a veteran of the 82nd Airborne. I took the oath, and I'm here to defend my state.